Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. We have, for the first time in a long time, a Take My Town scenario fight between, well, myself and Ghost2244, who was on the channel previously, and this is sort of my own design, shall we say. The way that it's played is basically you bid a number of points as the defender and as the attacker, kind of finagle it until both sides are happy, and sort of go from there. So I've set up with 700 points on defense, my opponent has 900 points for the attack. A little bit of a slim margin for the attacker there, but the original bid was 600 to 900, and I didn't really feel comfortable with the 50% advantage, well, disadvantage, I guess, against Ghost. Now, my defense is mostly going to be, so I've taken Sweden Moto for this, which is a little bit interesting, but look at the veterancy on these Norrlandsjägeri, Kustjägeri, even the Panzerkit 90 are just very high veterancy. They're going to be hitting a lot of shots there. The RBS, very high veterancy. RBS 90, again, very high veterancy. I only have two tanks. I have a 103B on this side and a 103C over here. And the intention is basically use that super high quality infantry as best I can, and because I can't leave Bravo, well, I have Amphibills, I have TGB-13s, I have all of my wheeled moto tanks that doesn't have guns on it around the outside, plus a 10-point reclose rifle jeep just to round out my 700 points. Now, we do start the engagement just with a little bit of KCT, getting a tad too close there, and let's go ahead up to 2 until we really get on the way. Now, I'm watching this from my own perspective. We can switch that later on if you guys want to see, neutral perspective for this sort of thing, since it is a little bit of a unique situation, and I certainly understand that. But the initial attack is coming in from the north. Now, Ghost did have the opportunity to set up wherever he wanted, around the left, around the right, all of that, and we see a couple of units moving over here as well, so he's going to probably try to envelop me 1, 2, 3 different directions at the same time. Of course, the fourth, a little bit hard to get to around the edge of the map there, particularly without being seen. And if you are interested in this sort of thing, it's on my Discord. The rules of it are on my Discord. If you guys do this, if you have a buddy do a Take My Town, send that in to me. I will definitely cover it as a community cast. Now, this was my first opportunity to get a little bit cheeky. So we have MX-13 FL-12s. These guys are 30 points for the Dutch, and we get one of them right off the bat with RBS-56, but I don't want to leave this here. I want to move around. Now, part of the rules of this engagement are that artillery only can shoot 3 volleys, and planes can only come in 3 times, with the exception of mortars. So I was expecting a lot of mortars. I was expecting this not to be smoke. I thought it was going to be probably just mortars trying to pound out those fragile ATGM units of infantry, and this sort of made me think, okay, well, maybe there's going to be a big attack coming in here. I want to make sure I have both my RBS-56 online, and right there, missed opportunity. Well, I don't know. It was we're on speed 2, sure, but it was maybe a missed opportunity for an attack, let's see. And this one is a little bit slow. I think we were a bit cagey, having not done this for a while, but the Natra are in. EPBV 3022 did really impress me, by the way. 20 points for 4 frontal armor and an autocannon. And then as soon as these Panzergrenadier 90 get in, yeah, they're going to hit Panzerkit 90, and they can probably win that fight, column versus column. But I have Norrlandsjägeri right behind them. That's 30 strength shock infantry, Kustjägeri 90 right behind those guys, and as long as I keep my RBS-56 alive, which I was kind of struggling to do just a little bit, there are some heavier tanks back there, we should be A-okay, or at least that was the hope. Actually routed a martyr too. Hilarious. Did we get the kill there? No, maybe not. I probably should have been engaging with the 103B, but this is what I was afraid of. Corps Mariner coming in, but their entire front wave has been melted, and of course the nice protection on the 2A5s is keeping them alive. I can't really shoot off my RBS-56, but Corps Mariner, very expensive units, and if they're not alive for very much longer, that could be an issue for my opponent. Plus we get a weapons jammed on one of the 2A5s, so that long distance firepower is taken offline very quickly, and we have rebuffed him at the town. It's just not going to happen, or not going to get through. This is going to be a Swedish town for as long as we can ensure that it's so. Now, nearly got the 2A5 a side shot. I'm kind of upset about that as well, but just trying to micro the RBS-56 because I have no resupply. And that also means I can't heal up, so as soon as those mortars start landing and really dealing damage, we are going to be popping out, trying to move around somewhere else, keep those guys alive, as the Kustjägeri and Norrlandsjägeri do just mop up the rest of those Natra. Now, we're going to go up to a little bit higher of a speed here, and I think, well, actually this is a good time to switch over to Ghost perspective. Now, he is trying to put a stranglehold on this town, but I think it was maybe even a little bit too far spread out, and so many points into heavy tanks. So he had 900 points to play with, remember that, and 340 of them are sitting right here with a 2A5 and a 2A5 NL, both upvetted, of course, to make maximum use of these tanks in this single engagement, and they don't have anything to go behind anymore, right? So the Natra are dead, Panzergren 90 getting taken out basically for free by a couple of Swedish vehicles. That's the 103C? No, 103B maybe. Yep, 103B. And this is going to be pretty tough. So the kills loss is 285 kills for me, 80 kills for my opponent here, and that is not quite narrowing the gap. Actually, yeah, that's narrowing the... well, no. So yeah, 700, 900, apologies. We did one right after this, and the gap was a little bit different. I bid, I think, 1,000 to his 800 for a different zone. We'll have that one for you either tomorrow or real soon after that. And this is where it becomes really tough as the attacker, where you're down on points a little bit, and you still have this tough nut to crack. And particularly without tools like artillery or planes, it becomes a bit of a, well, where do I go from here sort of moment, right? So that can be a little rough. Plus, I think he was expecting me to bring planes. We see the Roland 3, Gepard A2, probably hoping for that easy kill there as I brought in a bomber to take out his units, and by not bringing one, these are dead bys. Now, in a normal game, that's sometimes an issue, sometimes not. But in this, where you have no reinforcements, this is the task force that you have, it can be a little bit challenging. So it's 2A5 and 2A5NL, trying to get up there and get a couple of cheeky shots, but we get one in, and probably a little bit of overbuy on resupply as well. There's 1, 2, 3 of these 30 points Mountcott 1 6x6s, and those are not free. Actually, well, that might have been a mistake. I think they were there to refuel, not necessarily repair during the fight. Oh well, it's our first time doing it in a while. We'll get the rules refined here in a little bit. So we're going to speed up quite a lot because after this, Ghost decides to reposition. And considering how this has gone so far, I don't necessarily blame him. We did the obligatory, you know, you're supposed to attack, not run away. And I nearly got an ATGM in, but not quite. So he's just repositioning, and I understand it too, because if you have to attack a position and you don't have a points advantage any longer, you really need to just get a beachhead and go through. And yeah, you can't do that spread out. So he's healing up, repositioning both the 2A5s over on this side, and we'll slow down and go back to my perspective once that next engagement starts, just to make sure that we're keeping everyone involved, engaged, and all that stuff. And I just want to say, I've been asking a little bit less for the whole like, share, subscribe thing, because I frankly hate it. And as I expected, a lot of the likes have gone down over time. So if this is something that you enjoy, if you want to see more Wargame and more different stuff, tournament games, ranked games, take my towns, anything that you could ask for that, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, share, subscribe, all that YouTuber nonsense I have to ask for. Now, this was kind of upsetting. My RBS were off, and if I got them over here and turned that on, we might have been able to get a shot in, but it's front armor, and one of my RBS is dead. The other one's the only one left, so I didn't really want to risk those for nothing. Now, this was pretty creative too. So there's KCT walking forward, and my Panzerkita are spotted. He's using them to inch his way in, get more vision into this section of woods, and then use those 2A5s that I just can't fight at range. I have nothing that can kill these at all. And get kills with them. Kills that I can't really deal with. So KCT, 2A5, Martyr 2, there's the bridgehead, all of that armor there at once, taking out my Panzerkita, and the XA-180s are not going to be enough for that. I was hoping to isolate just the KCT, but instead we'll lose that for free, and I have to come up with a way of dealing with this very quickly. Now, Norlands Jägeri, best I can do. We're attempting to get a cheeky shot at that approach, but now that he's in the woods, I really can't do that. So the Kustjäger are going to have to move over. We're going to have to get this mopped up quickly, or the 2A5s will clean up all of my Panzerkita, they'll clean up the 103B, and I won't be able to get anything out of it, which all of that is gone. It was a little bit slow to respond. Should have already had the 103C moving over. And I don't know, this was really tough. This was very strange. Also, just, you know, once you have that first engagement, yeah, there it is. So the 2A5 going down to Kustjäger 90, and that is going to be pretty much a death knell for this push. So 515 points in kills for me, 355 for my opponent, and with most of the support for that 2A5 gone, there's not much that can deal with these Kustjäger 90. The 2A5 can't do it. He has to attack in, right? That's his win condition, is take this town, take this zone, and because of that, well, if we're sitting there and he says I can't attack in, that's a win for the defending team. So Kustjäger moving forward, probably should have waited for the Nordlandsjäger behind them, but this is where that 15 strength per squad just became absolutely invaluable. can't overstate how much that was really important, making sure my infantry stayed alive with limited resupply. Now, Gepard A2 got a stun, but only on one. So whenever you see a stun on a unit of infantry like that that's double stacked, it might not be both. So the one that was stunned couldn't shoot, the one that wasn't stunned was just fine, and with that last 2A5 being caught out, there it is. That is going to be the end of a Take My Town, a successful defense by the Swedish motorized forces on Nuclear Winter is Coming. So his last KCT just doing a last hurrah and all that. So my thank yous to Ghost2244. Also shout out to Wally, who is a friend of the channel and often a commenter, I suppose, on it, just for requesting to Take My Towns. I forgot how much I love doing these. And we'll have my attack in against Ghost Defense over in Hotel for you guys either tomorrow or the day after is my guess. Should be real shortly. Thank you all for hanging around. We'll see you again real soon.